What's happening, friends? Welcome back to Role Playing Unlimited presents D&D Open Table Monday. I am your host, Tragically HP, coming to you live from the 100th Meridian, where maybe the exact feeling is on the other side of this feeling right here. So, yeah, stay tuned. And yeah, we're going to jump right into it. I don't want to be on camera tonight. Looks like we got a new group of players here, some familiar, some new. And I'm going to jump into the chat right here with everybody and say good evening and welcome to the show. Hello, hello.
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 Feeling better?
Oh, we're getting there. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all having a pleasant day.
It's a Monday.
That it is. And we've got a... Oh, go ahead. What was that?
Oh, but here we are, so that's good.
Very, very true.
Yes, Mondays can be good too.
Hey, Dan, am I using the same character, or do you want me to use a different one?
I only have this one character in here for you, this Talon, Swift Rider guy, or Swift Strider. So let's roll with, whoever this dude is.
Alright. Because I was going to just use the same character from Wednesday.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know you want to be higher level than everybody else, but, how about no, Scott?
Should I be level 3 from Tuesday's game?
You should be level 12.
Okay, I can do that. I heard it here, that's all I hear.
Thank you so much for that gifted sub to Poyoshi there, Valtheris. Much appreciated. Are you with us?
Well, I mean, your character's the same character, so it should be whatever level he is.
Exactly. Yeah, you got.
Yeah,
the same
that's
character.
what I thought. All right.
Yeah, I know we had a. You had a question there for me earlier. I apologize.
That's the trade-off. You get exhausted by playing other games, but you get more XP.
Well, I'm not exhausted this game because of the reset on Sundays.
True, but if you play more games this week, you'll become exhausted.
Correct.
Exactly. If the DM is going to be exhausted from the multiple games, the character is going to likewise be exhausted. So yeah, I was saying there, Westy, you had a question there earlier that I had not yet gotten back to you on. What is this here?
So I had cast Dragon's Breath right at the end of the Tuesday game. I assume I don't maintain concentration of that in this session?
Yeah. Yeah,
see, this is why I made different characters for the different games. So I wouldn't have to remember stuff like that.
Oh, I hadn't noted. That wasn't a problem.
Well, but now this question has come up. Like,
correct. Yes.
Yeah, in a case like that, I would say you do not maintain concentration, but assuming that you jump back into the scene as it exists on Tuesday, then that effect would proceed.
Okay,
assuming that nothing from tonight inhibits that.
Yeah, like if I die, then it's not going to really carry over. It'll be like, oh, what happened to him? He just disappeared.
Like dust in the wind. So we got a slightly new cast of characters here compared to last week. We want to kind of go over that here for a moment. We have Dom rejoining us from last week, and I believe Wild Bob is a friend of Dom's, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. Welcome back, and welcome to your first session here. Apologies for
you should only be level 2 there, Airborne.
Yeah, I moved it up to level 3, and I don't know how to get it back to 2.
And likewise, Airborne joining us for the first time tonight. Good evening, good evening.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, sorry I accidentally, I don't know what I did, but it's level 3 now.
No worries. I'm sure there's a backtrack method. It might just be a more manual procedure. And also joining us for the first evening tonight, Cleve Darkstone. Welcome, welcome.
We might need Dan to fix that one.
Hello.
Well, let's see. I will take a look-see here and check that out. You're currently in the Character Mancer, so I'm not going to mess around with the sheet until you exit that. I don't want to mess around with it. Let's get us back to where we finished off last Monday.
I did have a quick question. I wanted to take a healing potion before we ended last time. Can I do that now?
We are outside of initiative, so yeah, you can certainly do that right now as a bonus action.
What's that? What's the healing potion? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It is.
I think it's
2d4 plus 2. And you should have had 3 of them to start.
Correct. Everybody starts with 3 potions.
Who are you responding to? I didn't hear anything.
I don't think Justin's hearing me either because we keep cutting each other off.
I'm hearing everyone just fine.
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
Hey, J-Man, you hear me?
I mean, I thought I was hearing everyone just fine, but you responded to somebody I didn't hear what they asked.
I'm going to take that as a no because you're not responding to me either.
No, he's not.
Ask him to drop out and jump back in.
Yeah, Conduit, could you drop out and jump back in of Discord?
Weird, yeah, because I don't even see green around anybody to make me think that I can't hear him.
Yeah, which is weird because I hear you just fine and we hear you, so. I guess I'm just special where he can hear me, so.
Yeah. I think you two were some of the first ones in the chat as well, so maybe something happened as we all joined in that just bumped his signal.
Yeah, see, now I'm getting it, but that's weird because I was hearing other people, just not everybody apparently,
Gotcha.
and I wasn't getting the green ring around other people. That's why I didn't think anything was wrong.
Yeah, I definitely figured you couldn't hear me because we kept talking at the same time on a few occasions. Alright, so with that part done, let me double check Blaze's character sheet here. If it will permit me access. Right now it's just a big gray D20. How come Roll20 rolls smooth all these years that we're playing it, and then as soon as we start getting some Adventurers League stuff going on, it's just like, no, I don't want to function.
Exactly because of that.
yeah, we're having too much fun.
Hey, how much did you say those healing potions were for?
2d4 plus 2.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
His character, I think, looks good. He just accidentally did an additional level in there.
Right. And here's a little cheat sheet for everybody if you've not yet seen it. I try to post it once a week, especially if you're new to Roll20. Some helpful tidbits for dice macros. The bottom ones are particularly useful when it comes to saving space on the virtual tabletop. Feel free to peruse that at your leisure. That can also be found in the journal under handouts. Well, I guess we're gonna frickin' do some Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Protana Nadaluski here, since that's what Val's redeeming, as we are gonna roll back into this scene. And yeah, so we got Sealatem, which is not the right guy anymore. He changed his clothes.
I saw the new token. It looked pretty damn slick.
I had to search high and low to find that frickin' thing. There it is. There's the new and improved Sealatem riding the lightning.
The draining of the shield drained some of my hair color. I'll totally take that.
He lost a few hit points, and there goes all his pigmentation.
I'll go with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, like when Magneto touched Rogue. And up here we got returning for the second week. We've got Tuki. Hello, hello. And this is our new.
How we doing, everybody?
This is our new dwarven fighter barbarian right here, who's being played by Wild Bob, I believe.
Yep.
I don't know why the name's not frickin' showing up. There we go. Now there's two of them. And let's see, we've got the Judar Cannabis, or Candantis. Sorry, my bad. Also not showing up with the name.
I may have to change his name now. I like this new one.
Oh, there's the Tuki clone in the bottom again.
Oh, son of a...
Never goes away. It's the map.
Yeah, we forgot to discuss his Camino and background. See if I can get this frickin' thing working. There we go. Alright, Judar Cannabis. And, Talon. I think we'll start you off over here on the far side. Get a good look at everybody's token first. Pretty cool looking Dragonborn there.
Nice.
And then playing the role of Mr. I don't know what the hell you are. There's Ben's brown cloak guy with a stick.
I'm a ranger.
Right. Usually we don't get to know what Ben is until like level 18 or 19. He's terribly mysterious. And I have a token started for... actually, I think I already created it for Blaze's character. I just don't know if you wanted to change the name or if that's going to, in fact, be the name. And it doesn't look like I linked it correctly.
That was a great token there.
Yeah, right?
And then Raven's also done it whenever you want to throw me on the map.
Very
HP.
cool. Thank you, thank you. And just for those wondering, no, I am not tragically hit points. It is something else. Although I do understand the confusion. Alright, so there's one for Blaze. And I think Raven is also ready. Yep. There we go. Here is Blaze, a half-orc shaman or sorcerer, wizard of some type. Interesting addition to the collective. And last but not least, coming out of the portal itself is... Oh, just kidding. That's not where Valtheris comes from. He's part of the crew, just like the rest of you. And he's going to start off down here with his loot in hand. And I think that is all the characters for tonight. We got a 7-person party, so yeah, thanks for the turnout. Should be some fun here. Last week, this was our first map. We were assigned to come to this planet of Jespa, where an energy signature had been registered by the ship's crew. What exactly the signature was, we don't know if it's a biological or a technical or other. All we know is roughly where it is, and those of you who are playing characters with magical attunement, be it arcane or divine or possibly other, if you're playing like a ranger or a druid, those of you with that kind of attunement, you can kind of feel your way across the planet's surface here, knowing that you're getting closer. It led you to this mountain. You started to ascend the mountain, and this was our first encounter. Scroll down a little bit. We had a mess of scorpions actually come out of the rocks right over here. And they were a minor nuisance for a second or two. They're rocking a single hit point each, so they were shortly lived. Perhaps more threatening, though, we had a pair of rust monsters who also joined the fray. And considering last Monday we had a 3-person party, only one person of which had anything substantially metallic on them, Justin found himself a frequent target of the rust monsters, and perhaps has earned himself a nice reprieve for this evening so that he can maybe get his armor fixed back on the shuttle. And once we had that combat taken care of, it was a simple matter of jumping across the chasm. One person, I think, rolled very low and landed like right on the edge and possibly could have fallen in. But thankfully, due to the help action, that did not occur. And that's where we find ourselves here with this Portal of the Unknown. These can be found in rare sites throughout the galaxy. They are incredibly ancient. Nobody knows exactly who put these here or why. But what is commonly understood is that these vaults, or these portals, lead to vaults that contain ancient treasures. But the cost of opening them is high, as we determined. Mechanically, it was a permanent reduction of a die 6 hit points, which Silatem was...
I took it.
He was happy to take that onto himself, and that is actually where we ended last week. The portal has had the iron price paid, and is now willing to unyield its secrets here. Who wants to go in?
Oh, I was definitely going in. I thought that's what the kind of like hand through the Stargate kind of thing was. Like, all right, here we go. And ow.
All right, step on in.
Yep.
I'm not moving your token.
Following very closely.
Following behind.
I assume I didn't even notice everyone show up behind me. It was just like, all right, focus and walk through. And it's like, oh, well.
Exactly. It is very much a astral landscape meets one of the artists from the later Final Fantasy series, more or less to where you've kind of got translucent platforms that you can stand on, and these platforms actually can move from, or each platform, I should say, has a smaller disc, essentially, that can move you from platform to platform. And a couple things are evident as you enter the vault. One is that you don't want to fall off one of these platforms because, much like the chasm in the previous area, there seems to be no bottom. If you want to test it Golden Child style, that's certainly an option. Also, it does appear that you are not the first people to have ever visited this vault, because based on the number of platforms you can see around, you're kind of like, well, some people have already been here, or these platforms maybe never contained anything of value. But you can see some of the farther platforms. It's going to take you a little while to get there, and there appears to be some kind of trickery with moving the discs to those farther platforms, almost like maybe whoever was here before couldn't figure it out and just gave up in frustration, was like, I got enough stuff, I'll just leave that, because who cares? And with that oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I believe at the end of the session last time I had done Detect Magic and couldn't really gather anything other than this is going to hurt. And that's when it's like, all right, well, this is going to hurt. We're doing it. Right. So would that still be up?
The Detect Magic?
Yeah.
It's definitely up. It's almost like a blinding response at this point, since this is basically a pocket.
Everything magic.
It's like a pocket dimension. So, okay. Yeah, everything in here has been created. And, yeah, assuming that our objective is to reach the farthest platforms with the goodies on them, we're going to be looking at intelligence checks or investigation, if you have the skill.
Oh, goody.
Raven was playing the bagpipe as into the portal. Should I roll for it?
Playing the bagpipes. Roll for what? Your intelligence check?
No, just to see how good they play them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be a 16 investigation.
All right.
Again, I forgot the character sheet is broken, so like if you see the Detect Magic, the spell save DC.
It's still broken, huh?
Yeah, it's still broken.
Is this
It's just this one. It's not the other one. So
I'm gonna archive this one and bring over your Wednesday night one or your Tuesday night one, and then maybe that will.
Well, that's what you did for this one, and it's that's what was doing it. So.
Oh, so this is my fault.
I'm just saying it was jacked up, but also at the same time I had created stuff, and so yeah, I don't know where it was messed up truly.
A nat 20 intelligence with a -1 modifier.
Right? Yeah, this guy.
You should intelligence check, not save.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. The difference is click on your attribute as opposed to your saving throw for going forward. And let's see, investigation. Very cool. Got a 19 on that. Natural 20 from Val. Party working together, so some help actions probably applicable. There's a ground.
We're supposed to roll both?
I'm sorry, say again?
Are we supposed to roll both of those or just the one?
You mean both numbers that showed up? Or do you mean an intelligence check and an investigation check?
Intelligence, investigation, both, or just one of them?
It's one or the other. If you're trained in investigation, then it probably is better to roll that. In your case, it's pretty much one and the same. You could have rolled either and gotten the same result. So you are good. Tuki is good on that. Raven, intelligence. Yep. Alright. Shouldn't take too long in here.
Where's everybody rolling? Am I rolling my own dice or am I using Roll20?
Roll20 has all the dice combinations that we need there. Let me post this here for you. Just as a shortcut. So if you're rolling dice from the chat log itself, that first line there, the /r space 1 die 6, 2 die 4, whatever it is that you're rolling, that's how we're populating in the chat log. Or if you're rolling an actual skill or a check off your character sheet, you can kind of mouse around your character sheet and you'll see a bunch of things kind of highlight. Those are all things that you can roll directly off the sheet. So for example, if you go down to your investigation skill and click that, it'll auto-populate all of the applicable information. Alrighty. Need to check a few details on a couple of your character sheets here. As Raven does not perform the best on his little tune here as you're investigating the vault. All right. 8 minutes later, you make your way to the farthest platform where there is a single chest that is sealed. Not sure if it's locked or trapped, so as your party makes your way to this location, what is your play?
At 8 minutes, would there be magic on it?
The chest is likewise magical, yes.
Okay.
Do we have any rogues in our party?
Also, did we... So stepping through the portal first, did everyone, like, appear on the same portal? Or was it, like, here's a... Or not appear on the portal, but appear on the platform. Did everyone appear on the same platform, or did we all get individual platforms?
Exactly, you all appeared on the same platform.
Okay, so it's not like, oh, there's people behind me, it's just, oh, here's everyone together.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Almost like the Matrix, except instead of everything being completely white, it's all astral.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm just gonna walk up and open the chest.
It's magical! Standing back.
Alrighty. And, sorry, I'm not familiar with everybody's voices yet. Who volunteered?
Durless.
Alright. And a few of you look over with interest as the dwarf approaches the chest. Maybe a few of you grit your teeth, expecting something to blast you all off the platform, and...
Oh, hold on. Can I cast guidance on him in case he has to make a save?
You can quick cast that on him as you see him approaching, absolutely. And roll a die 20 there for me, Wild Bob, if you would. Just a straight 20-sider. Number 9. Number 9. The dwarf grabs the chest and pulls the lid open, and there's no effect other than the gleaming of valuables within.
Sweet, finders keepers.
You didn't pay the iron price! Can I walk up and scan the treasure in there?
Oh, yeah.
Anything standing out within?
There are several items of interest in here. There's only a small amount of coins. Everything else is a magic item of some sort. So it's definitely true.
Lots of glowy.
Yeah, definitely true what they say about these vaults, that it's usually worth the price of admission.
Is there a lot of room on the platform we're standing on?
There is.
Alright, I'm just gonna start emptying stuff out so that everybody can take a look and see what's what.
Very cool. Just in general, before any sort of identifying takes place, for most magic items that are rare or below, a lot of times I kind of just hand wave that. Like if you spend a short rest with it or so, you can generally identify its features, or if you're particularly good at Arcana, you might have been familiar with the historical aspect of such an item. It's really only like the rarer and the very rare and the legendary items that really require precise identification. Of course, if an item's cursed, you still need to identify it in that fashion, so it is a little risky. And coin-wise in here, just this right here, so we all have access to the party treasury. This handout can be edited by each of you, so you can all take treasure out, you can all put treasure in. If you take something out without telling the rest of the party, make sure A, that your character is in control of the treasury, and B, make sure to let me know. We haven't had it happen yet, but I could see a potential rogue type character being like, ooh.
Now, who would do something so dishonorable? Come on.
Ben?
I didn't say a word.
I know, I see you whispering. So that's not a bad stash of coin there to start off. 120 gold, 4 platinum. Additionally, we have a magical staff made entirely of one piece of wood, and at about the 2/3 height mark, all the way up to the top, it's very gnarled, and it just kind of twists and turns, almost kind of forming like a lamp at the top. Oh, I thought we had lost somebody there. Yeah, looks like we lost Valtheris from the game. Internet is not doing so good in New Mexico this week again. Thank you so much for being here, though, brother. If the connection establishes for you again, feel free to jump back in. We got another hour or so.
I still can't get my character to roll.
That for a Blaze, I can just.
Yeah, I think that was Blaze.
So yeah, I clicked on it and was able to roll it.
Natural 20 and natural 1.
Yeah. Starting out neutral. Way to go.
Yeah, like just try clicking on some random parts of your character sheet there, Blaze, and see what comes up. Doesn't have to be applicable to what we're doing here. If you want to take a weapon swing, roll a saving throw, just to kind of familiarize yourself a little bit more with the sheet and make sure it works from your side, of course.
So the magic staff, that's for me, right?
No, I would be grabbing whatever is most wizard-like that I can see for myself, I think.
Oh, Ben already put it on his character sheet.
Ah, dang it.
My bad.
There is a 6-pack of potions, literally a 6-pack. Sometimes they come in bulk like this. And you can definitely tell by the design of the glass, just the ancient, the length that these potions have been down here. But they're still kind of bubbling on the inside, so it appears that they've kept their carbonation.
Ooh.
That's a nice walking stick, so, I took it.
Hey, nobody likes flat potions.
That's right. Additionally, we have an assortment of magical ammunition. We have 14 arrows, 9 bolts, and 3 bullets. All of them are magical.
14 arrow, 9 what?
Oh, I will be checking out the arrows.
I'd like a few of those myself.
Sorry, just so I can write it down. 14 arrows, 9 bullets, you said, and what?
No, 9 bolts.
Oh, 9 bolts.
3
Okay.
bullets.
3 bullets.
So yeah, 9 for the bow, 3, or whatever.
Yep,
You
nope,
get it.
I got it
You
now.
get
I
it.
got it now, yep.
And lastly, there are 4 scrolls. Each of them appear to be tailored to a different type of magic. One is a ranger scroll. One is a bard or warlock scroll. Another is a cleric paladin scroll. And lastly, the final scroll can kind of be used by many: cleric, paladin, warlock, or wizard. Any of that needs repeating, no problem, but that is everything that we have. We have some scrolls, some magical ammunition, some potions, a staff, and a decent pile of coin.
Would it take reading the scroll to know what it is?
It would take an Arcana check with the scroll, not necessarily reading the scroll to cast it.
Okay. Yeah, not to... That would defeat the purpose of a scroll.
Avada Kedavra. Oh, fuck!
That's not what I meant, guys. That's not what I meant. Sorry.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I'd like
Not
to
a good roll.
an Arcana check to see on that wizard scroll.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, click your Arcana check there on your sheet. Hopefully that rolls up as it should.
That did not roll up as it should.
Well, he's getting the manual dice rolls down. That's good.
I'd like to read one of the paladin scroll.
Take a look-see at the paladin scroll.
I'll snag the staff as well until I can identify it.
Sure. And one thing, now that you've pulled all of this treasure out, one thing becomes evident, and possibly the explanation as to why whoever was in here before gave up on this final platform. Those of you with Constitution scores that are around the 10 to 12 mark, I'm not going to point you out. I didn't look at all of them. There's no rolls needed either at this point. But you're starting to feel a pretty heavy weight on your chest, and as you kind of look around, you're starting to realize that this place has a limited air supply.
The chest that these all came in, is that like attached to the ground?
Actually, once all of the items have been removed from the chest, you look back and the chest is gone.
Damn magical chest.
Stupid magic.
Okay,
Alright, well, I guess I'm headed out.
I'm not
Yeah,
finding dice. I can only see where I can manually put in a dice roll.
Do you have your character sheet open? If you open up your character sheet, you can roll directly off of that. So let's say...
Character sheet's open, but I don't see any dice.
There won't be any dice on the sheet, just hover over different areas and you'll see them kind of appear as red. Like if I click your quarterstaff in the attack block, all that information shows up right there. If I click on your dark vision ability, it shows it to the entire chat log so we all can see the mechanical effect of it. It's very simple to just have everything roll right off the sheet. There you go. And then same thing with your skill checks. Like if you hover over any of the skills to the left of your attacks there, they all highlight red. You can roll your skills that way. It basically takes the math out of the game. It makes it so that the character sheet handles all that stuff.
That's really neat.
Right? Yeah, if there's one improvement here, it's that. You lose a lot of the personal connection with players, but in this respect, it helps a lot. And the reason why it's always rolling 2 numbers is in case if after the fact we realize, oh, you should have had disadvantage or you should have had advantage, then we use the higher or the lower number. Otherwise, we always use the first number.
Okay.
So I rolled a 10 on investigation to find out what the wizard scroll was.
Gotcha. And are we, I'm guessing that we're going to try to identify these things maybe once we get out of the portal so we don't run out of air.
Yeah, we should probably so we moved the chest onto the platform that moves, I think somebody said.
No, the chest disappeared.
Well, I thought he said he brought it to
I was
us
going to
now.
carry it all out, but no,
Okay.
it disappeared.
Well, alright, so we have to scoop up a bunch of money, which we do, and then the platform moves us out?
Exactly. Then you just have to
Okay.
retrace your steps to get back out before the air supply runs out. That's what the
Gotcha.
8 minutes to get there was for, because it's possible that you don't have enough time to get there. And then, of course, as we exit the portal seals shut. So if you want to get back in, somebody's going to have to pay the iron price again.
Why don't my Judar and the other person who wanted arrows, why don't we split those and we can carry those out 7 apiece?
Yep. I already took my 7.
I'm going to take the staff and the wizard spell for Asilatum. I'll figure out what they are once we're outside.
Gotcha. So yeah, we are officially back outside on this map.
Hold on, wasn't there 2 people that was looking at the wizard scroll?
We both rolled to see if we could see what it was while we were in there. I rolled a 12. He rolled a something.
I think you got a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10. So I don't know if we identified it inside.
Right. The thing about these scrolls is they are all rare magics. They're all level 1, but they're spells that you typically don't find in your traditional libraries. So it is going to take a little bit of time outside here to identify everything. There's nothing outside of our capability to identify, so we'll just run right back down the list and cover everything in order. The coins, of course, are not magical. The staff, I'm going to copy all of the information. Come on.
Watch it be a druid staff.
Probably. I paid the price for this. I will look at it first, though.
Kapow! Thanks for ruining the surprise, Ben.
Yeah, I figured it was. That's exactly what I thought it would be.
By the description, it's got to be some kind of nature staff.
Yeah. Here you go, Tukey Tukey.
Thanks.
Do it as you want.
Gotta love random treasure generation. And as far as the actual potions are concerned, they are regular potions of healing. We're familiar with those. They just don't have the flavor of being back to patches like the 3 that you start with. But otherwise, the group has an additional 6 potions. Still takes a bonus action to drink, so divvy those out as you like.
What flavor are they?
They are Hawaiian Punch.
Ooh.
Do we figure out what the spells are as well?
Yes.
Okay.
The arrows are all +1. The bolts are likewise +1, but the 3 bullets are +2. So if anybody's got a firearm, those 3 + 2 bullets could be very crucial at the right moment. If not, they might fetch a pretty price back on the Dragon Lotus.
I could probably throw them real hard.
Nice. And then here are the spells. Oops. If I learn how to type. 3rd time's charm. Here we go. A new spell from the new Tome of Heroes book. Pretty cool ranger spell there. Adds a little bit of flavor to combat as well.
What a name.
And up next is our Bard Warlock spell.
I was really hoping the hug was the Bard Warlock thing. God.
Bard Warlock is damaging intel.
That would be good for the bard to have identified.
Yes, indeed. Our Paladin Cleric Scroll. Divine Retribution. Pretty dang cool.
Dang.
Oh, okay. It broke that first one up, so I thought that the hug was the wizard one. Oh God! Oh God! Wait, say 2 HP on a hug spell.
So it's kind of like Hellish Rebuke, but Paladin flavored.
Right. And the catch-all Cleric Paladin Warlock Wizard spell is Faint. It's almost like a True Strike, but I think usable in the same round.
I'll put that back in the pool.
The faint spell?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can't use it?
I'm just not interested in it.
I'm not interested in any extras. Well, okay, we can roll out from this site whenever you are ready to proceed. Path continues up to the northwest there, and that'll take us to our next scene.
Yep, I'm good.
I begrudgingly follow.
Well, all right.
Judar fouls.
Just a brief reminder on last week, especially if you weren't here last week. This is a initial heads up. We can expect it to get very cold the higher up we get in the mountain. There's signs that it is snowing up there, so we were all advised to bring cold weather gear with us, and presumably we all have that. If it's not on your character sheet, you can add it on. Really, it's just for flavor, unless for some reason your character just doesn't want to be warm.
As long as it doesn't stop my unarmored defense.
Nope, you're good. Just a big fur coat. No
Sweet.
AC bonus. And we are almost set for the next scene. Just getting all your characters loaded up, I think. Yes. All right. Let's get passive perception scores from your characters first. I'll need to add these to my notes.
17 for Talon.
Damn!
11 for Asilitum.
That's what I'm talking about.
21 for Blaze.
Well, that's an active perception, but yeah.
11 for Judar.
Gotcha.
Kind of depends. How sunny is it?
It's pretty gloomy with all the clouds and the rain coming down.
All right, 13.
13, gotcha.
Gotcha. It's the second number plus the little modifier, so I guess that's 14 for Blaze.
Right, for the passive. Okay, well, Ben, roll an active perception check while you're at it with your frickin'... I didn't realize you were playing a Beholderkin with 8 eyes. Oh god, it's so grotesque! Ah!
I still have Katie's dice.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate you. Are you with us? Well, all right. Fortunately, Blaze was kind of ahead of the curve there, and I'm not even going to ask for a second person to roll a perception check, since a 21 is pretty damn good. And as you make your way to just about the mountain peak, there are two different paths you can take, one of which is obviously much more navigable. And the other is just obviously treacherous. So, as you're making your way down the more sensible path, it is Blaze. Well, one of you just got effed up by Judar's Divine Retribution. Ba-boom!
Rip.
I was just putting it in.
Right? I always do stupid fourth wall jokes like that when people click things that are obviously not part of the scene. Ben, why are you attacking people? I was just testing my sheet, dude. I know. It is Blaze who spots a very, very nice cabin up here in the snowy mountains. It's kind of well hidden behind some trees and some tall bushes, but it looks like whoever built this thing is pretty well off, not only because of the luxuriousness of the cabin, but they've also got like a nice carriage parked out front. Now I think we may run into a snag here as I transport us to the next map. Not sure how many of you will have sight. Of course, we can see everything clearly on the stream map from my side of the vision. So spoiler alert as to what's coming up. I'll just scroll that out the way so you can't see everything just yet. And yeah, we'll cover this one at a time. Half orc for Blaze, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I already posted it. We got 60 feet dark vision. So we'll go ahead and activate that. This might be a good time to grab a snack or a soda or so, probably 3 to 5 minutes here while I get everybody's tokens set correctly with their proper lines of sight. Those of you who do not have dark vision, I'll be asking what is your means of light in a dark place. Very cool. Turn that off. Yep. Okay, so Durlas has 120, which is pretty much good enough to see anything anywhere always, unless there's total cover.
Or if it's a nice sunny day.
Yeah. Okay, so I got that set for you. If your vision is not showing up as I'm calling out your token, then just reload your page, because that's typically what happens. As far as Talon, 60 feet, general with conditional improvements. Is that everybody who has dark vision? Did you post it? And then everybody else does not? Tuki, Judar, and Asilatem has Dancing Lights. Let me see if I have an actual token for that I can have you deploy down.
I figure in this instance, like, I wouldn't have them, like, flying around. I would just have, like, one kind of near me.
Alright. Let's see.
Like, if it's really that hard to see. Rather have some light than walk in the darkness up a mountain.
What is the light provided by Dancing Lights? I'm on a different page here.
You create up
60
to
feet, I think.
4, and I just said 1. Glowing orb that hovers in the air for the duration. You can also combine the 4. I'm not doing that. Short form you choose. Each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Oh, okay.
This bonus action, you can move the light up to 60 feet to a new spot. A light must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell.
Okay, so that is set, and then should be
I'm still blind.
I'm getting there. Westy just had to create another token on the board. And for some reason it doesn't want me to give him control of it. There we go.
Nothing if not complicated, so.
Okay, control
Oh,
by...
it gets even better because you have 4 of them that you can move around individually.
Oh yeah, like once I see stuff happening, I can shoot up 4 of them, so.
Right, which I can just copy paste now that I have 1 of them. You should be able to move that one around.
I will tell you in a moment.
It should be providing the correct light. That should be light all of you can see from. And then Raven has unfortunately not returned for this evening, so we'll just pop his character out. And then as far as Judar, what is your means of light?
I don't know if you're going to let me use it, but I have a luminous crystal focus that hangs around my neck. But I don't really have a how far it sees or not. Otherwise, I got to light a torch, I think.
Gotcha. Is that... oh, I see it right here. Let me just check into it. Gotcha. It's probably not a great amount of light, but it's definitely something that would give you something. So yeah, let's add some vision onto your guy.
So my screen is dark and I did refresh.
Okay, I think I know what happened then. Okay, vision. No. Okay, so Judar, you should have vision now. Go ahead and reset if you.
I can see.
Wonderful. I can see. Oh wait, no, I can't. Alright, that's it. Asilitem is waiting until last. I can't access your token for anything right now. Okay, so Tuki has vision, but what do you use for light, if anything?
It's a good question. I've just been kind of using Asilitum's dancing lights.
Gotcha. That's totally optional, so I'll give you vision, but keep it to a very short radius, so if we're walking around in a dungeon, you'll basically be able to see, like, right in front of you. Got that-ish. Alrighty, and I'm going to try to activate Asilitem's token before the fourth quarter.
I hit the refresh and it took me back to the The ship.
That has worked.
All right. It took you to the ship.
The quantum roll.
Oh, did it take you back to the main page? Like you just have to click launch game again?
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes that happens. It'll happen.
Yeah, he's not even in the game.
Right. It'll happen too if you have your token selected and you're typing, but you still have your token selected and then you hit backspace, you'll delete your character off the board. I've had players do that before where they're like, hey, I can't see anymore. That's why I like to link your tokens to your character sheets. So in that event, you can just drag your character sheet right back to the tabletop. So if you're not familiar with that, like Durlus, for example, I can just go to the journal, grab an additional character sheet, pick the square, let it go, boom, there's the second one. Also comes in handy if you have like a spell that creates an actual duplicate or something, so we can have that representation on the table.
Okay.
And yeah, this is indeed what we are looking at here. A very nice cabin. We have approached on the carriage side right here. And the windows do not appear to be admitting much line of sight, but a little bit. Some of you can make out what looks like a small child sitting near a fireplace.
Don't trust.
Is this a weapon in his hand?
Asilitem can see far enough as well to see what looks like an old guy standing right next to the fire. And he's holding a cane.
It's a weapon! It's a weapon! He's got a weapon!
If it's Yoda, then definitely. So yeah, just a couple... Here is the young girl reading a book.
Careful, that book could be a weapon.
Here's our old man with the cane. And yeah, of course, as you continue to wander around, from as close as Judar is right there, it does not seem that they are aware of his presence outside. He can spot a little girl. Looks like she's playing on the floor with possibly a board game or something.
Yeah, I can see the girl.
And just behind the girl is a an older female with a dog sitting on the couch. And then last that you can see here in this room appears to be, if you're not mistaken, a venerable elven woman. And now that you kind of get a better look at it, it looks like a human old man, an old elven woman, and 3 half-elf daughters. And this is one of the new features that we're going to test out here. Not sure who keeps clicking on that, but don't open the door until you're right up on it. But that is one cool thing, is if these doors show a locked icon, like this one right here, you're not going to be able to manipulate it at all. But if I leave them unlocked, you can simply walk up to the door, click it, and access the next area without me having to adjust the dynamic lighting like I've usually had to do. Same rule works.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Same rule works for windows as well. If you are able to access a window, you'll see them locked or unlocked. And then traps on possible doors and windows are a whole other can of worms there.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than trying to move a dynamic lighting wall piece used as a door.
Yes, very much so. I'm very happy they added this in.
Were we briefed at all about some sort of settlement up here, or?
Not in the slightest.
Okie doke.
Yeah, I don't really have much context for everything.
Yeah,
They look like a nice family. Maybe we should just knock on the door.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. The front door.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, there it is. Gotta surround the place.
I'm gonna give it a knock.
It's not the secret knock. You hear a conversation inside abruptly come to a halt. Sound of footsteps approaching the door. And the door opens up to reveal the older elven female. And she looks at the five of you standing outside her door. Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Can I help you?
I think I went to the wrong door.
That's what I was saying. He's flanking. He's about to attack the family from the other side.
I thought this was the front door.
we were sent. we were sent to this mountain or in search of some technomancy, and we just happened to stumble upon your cabin here.
Ah, I see. Technomancy. Yes. We are.
Food.
Did somebody say something?
The orc smelled food.
Oh, yes. We are preparing a fine meal for this evening. I don't suppose the technomancy that you seek is to be found within my residence?
No, but maybe we need a place to stay tonight, and we could pay for the lodgings and board.
This might be acceptable. In the meantime, please give me your names. I am called Eleanor.
I am Judar.
Judar?
I am a Silitum.
I am Talon.
Blaze checks his insight there. This woman is probably about 400, 500 years of well-kept secrets. It's very difficult to tell if it's her natural demeanor that she doesn't reveal a lot about herself, or if there's something untoward going on right here and now that she's hiding from you. Because she's doesn't give any more information than she needs to, is the impression Blaze gets.
Oh, crazy. People who live up on the mountains want to stay and be left alone. Crazy.
So I take it she's not a gossiper.
It doesn't seem to be the case.
We could ask if she's heard anything about technomancy in the area?
Are we missing someone?
I mean,
Yeah,
where's
if it's
Bizzo?
good, if it's good, I was gonna do a round of the house, like all the way around the outside perimeter.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll go ahead and follow you here on the live stream, just so we can all get a nice view of everything here.
Where's
Part of the
Declan's
info
character?
Would asking her if she'd heard any information about the technomancy prove fruitful?
You're seeing with the insight check if she might know anything about technomancy?
Well, that and asking, because the other guy already brought it up, and just seeing if she's has anything to add to, hearing anything in the area.
Gotcha. Well, yes, of course. We can certainly discuss such matters in front of the fire. I merely was hoping for a proper introduction, but... Oh, there's another of you. A dwarf. Interesting. Yes, why don't you step in out of the cold, please? I'm afraid there's not, much seating, but, please, take my chair. And if you wish to place your token precisely where you want and not necessarily inside of a square, hold the Alt key and then release your mouse. Otherwise, yeah, she doesn't look so good on the couch with the dog if I have her perfectly in a square. There we go. Yep, come on in, come on in. Blaze checking the place out. Looks like they've got some food already set out. There's food also cooking in the hearth. And she directs you towards any of the victuals that are currently out, including a fully fresh baked pie right over here. Please help yourselves. You must be freezing. And please close the door. Ice. So your search has brought you up here for technomancy. Oh yes, but I must introduce my family here. This is my husband Harold. And these are our daughters. The youngest, Winona. Alexis. And Theodora.
Greetings, family.
So yes, I'm sure it comes as no surprise that much of how this house stays operational in these horrid conditions is largely thanks to technomancy. I am no stranger to its workings, although its craftsmanship I must admit ignorance on. I assume if you're searching for something specific in this region, it must be something of great power?
Yes, we were given us the signal was detected, and that has led us up this mountain path.
I see, I see. And in a group this capable and varied, which of you would you call your leader? Mo. Mo is their leader.
We are actually contracted by another. So I don't know. I would not claim leadership myself.
I see.
Not it.
I see then. Well, I guess let's have each of you roll a persuasion check to see how she's kind of reading the group as a whole, since we don't really have a face here.
Dig into my under 10 rolls.
Oh crap! I rolled a 1.
No, you rolled a 10.
Yeah.
You rolled a 10.
Yeah, we always use the left
right
side.
Yeah, the right side is if you have advantage or well, in that case it would be disadvantage. So.
Right.
But the left side is your normal straight roll.
Oh, thank goodness.
I was just thinking the same thing there, J-Man, in the live stream chat. And not only your character, but Val literally created a bard just an hour or so ago, and now we have no charisma in the group. So a 9, a 7, a 13, an 11, a 10, and a 7. I don't know, this kind of seems like one of those comedic moments where you kind of get involved in the deep discussion and everybody's kind of like looking intently into each other's eyes, having some hot tea and some s'mores, and then it kind of fades to black, and then next thing you see is one of your characters getting kicked out of the house by their ass, and everybody else is just getting tossed into the snow. And stay out!
But I'm holding on to a turkey leg while I'm leaving.
What a persuasive group of guys.
I was going to ask, does the dog play with the dancing lights if I send him out?
If you bring
I'll play with the dog.
Well, that certainly endears you a bit towards Theodora. Although you left the light outside, so I don't know how you're going to do that.
I lost the light entirely, actually. I don't know where the heck it went.
It's like right
but
outside
I can
the
resummon 4 of them, so...
It's right over here.
Oh, okay. There
It was outside the door, so I just brought it in.
I was like, where the heck did it go? Because I don't think it's providing a true light source. Like, it is, but it isn't. It's
Right.
weird.
And we can clearly see in here, like, where their light sources are. Like, if none of you could see it all, you would all be looking through the light provided by these torches. Well,
where's the dog?
The dog is right here. Right next to the girl. It's actually the token is one and the same, so the dog can't separate from her without me creating 2 separate tokens.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm playing with the dog.
Very cool, very cool. Dog appears to be pretty intelligent and knows some tricks, and if you had to guess, there's probably a level of magical empathy between the mother and the dog. Because the dog appears quite intelligent, like it's probably had more than one spell cast on it in the past.
Uh-huh.
Is it a familiar?
No, it doesn't seem like a familiar, just a dog who's probably had Speak with Animals cast on it so many times that now it actually understands when people are around it. And maybe it's had like an enhance ability spell cast on it once or twice to where its intelligence is actually increased.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand this person, but this dog seems pretty good. So
Just a good smart boy.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I have this feature that gives me a hunting companion. It doesn't join me in combat, it's just an animal that helps me hunt. So I also have a dog.
I was going to say, you wanted to go with your worm familiar this time?
No, not yet.
You just
I don't
kinda
get that to 3rd level.
You pull it out of your front pocket like, oh, look at my little Georgie right here.
Yeah.
I'm I'm just kind of walking around the room, passively investigating what I see.
Sure thing. I did not create the second floor of this map. It's pretty basic, though. And that is where Blaze is located, right here. Just imagine the stairs ascending up to the second floor. And then over these rooms up here, there are 3 bedrooms. And then over the primary cooking area is where the main bedroom is. So they got 4 bedrooms upstairs, and there is a circular balcony that actually overlooks where everybody is down here below. So if Blaze was to go up there, he'd kind of be like standing 15 feet up above everybody else.
Sounds good. I'll go out to the balcony and just kind of take a look out and see what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, the family doesn't seem to protest to your exploring the home. She definitely, or not she, that's Talon right there, the woman. Eleanor definitely keeps a side eye on you, but there's no like, hey, you can't go up there.
Durlus is also side-eyeing everybody who's going about this house and exploring.
Very cool.
Like, he's not going to say anything, but it kind of thinks it's rude.
So what did bring you to the mountain here?
Oh,
Other than
that's
probably to be avoiding folks like us.
Maybe not necessarily folks like you, but these parts are not necessarily the most hospitable, especially if you're, shall we say, sensible. But it's a long story, one that you probably wouldn't have time for before you set yourselves to sleep this evening. And of course, assuming any stupidity does not occur, you are more than welcome to stay this evening. I assume you're capable of taking care of yourselves, but I don't think it need be said that we would not be up here by ourselves were we not also capable of our own right.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yes, yes. I'm glad we understand each other.
Don't worry about me, I'm house trained.
I would say their dog is definitely definitely house trained as well, and much more than that.
Oh, absolutely. Benjamin is quite capable.
He appears so.
Let me see if I can find a quick token for Ben's dog here. Oh, here we go. Come on. Loading. Loading.
I see it behind the couch. Oh,
it's
that
a zombie dog.
Oh god! Oh god! It's a zombie dog. What happened?
We'll see that later on in Agent Orange.
Yeah, I don't think that dog would be welcome in the house.
It's only got a skin condition.
His tail just fell off and he's chewing on it.
There's a serious case of mange there, my friend. Oh, and of course I have a hellhound. Ooh, clockwork
Oh,
dogs.
sure, yeah. I'll take that hellhound.
Blink dogs. Where's the regular dog? How do I not have a dog? I have dire wolves, winter wolves. What's
Oh, how about a displacer beast? I'll take a displacer beast.
Well, somebody's already playing an actual displacer beast. It wouldn't be fair to them if you had one as a pet.
Oh, then he can just be my pet.
Yeah, I don't think they're down with that.
What was the little girl who's not reading her name?
The little girl who's not reading is Alexis.
And what is she doing?
She's playing with these building blocks on the floor and then also playing a single-player game of chess.
Yeah, playing chess?
Looking at my intelligence, I'm not going to even try that one.
There we go. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. Controlled by Ben. And yeah, I'll just make a permanent token out of that later on. There we go. Good boy. Now, you said your search had brought you here for technomancy, which you are registering a strong source. I cannot say with absolute certainty, but if you ascended from the south side of the mountain, out of game you did, then you are on the right path. You would need to continue over to the north side of the mount, where there are some of my former kin. They will not welcome you in the same manner as which I have. You will probably have to be persuasive in your strengths. And she kind of looks around at weapons and spell books that you're carrying.
Zerlis perks up.
I am not certain that they possess that which you seek, but it is as good a next step as any.
Is that a far journey from here, or just over some hills?
It is a bit more treacherous descending on the other side of the mount, especially at this time of year. I would say perhaps mid-afternoon to late afternoon, day after tomorrow, you will probably find yourself in that region. If you have those in your company who are proficient with tracking, survival, overland exploration, I assume you do, you should have no trouble finding your way.
Does she have a recommended trail for us to follow?
There is not a trail per se descending the mountain, nor is there any in the lands from which I previously came. As you know, elves are rather good at blending in with their surroundings. She kind of looks around at the home she's in right now with a bit of irony, but then she kind of smiles over at the old man here in front of the fire, who also gives a nearly toothless grin back. That perception, he has exactly 3 teeth, and they're all in the back, so that's even more impressive that you're able to see them.
Your information is greatly appreciated.
Oh, but of course. It's not often that we receive company up here, let alone pleasant company.
Well, your presence is much more pleasant than the scorpions and other creatures that assailed us on the mountain path.
Oh. Yes, it's been some time since we've been on that side of the mount. I almost forgot that there were scorpions there. I imagine you must be tired, of course hungry, and proceeds to return back to the hearth, and she continues cooking some stew and some fresh deer, and she sets that out for your enjoyment. Additionally, they have Theodora head upstairs to the master suite, where she returns with 2 bottles of wine, and then heads back up 2 more times to return with another 2, heads up twice more to bring back 4 more bottles of wine in total, since this is a large collection of people here.
I'd want to roll an investigation to see if the food's okay to eat, like poisoned.
Oh, I'm just gonna eat it.
Sure. It is delicious. And checking around, investigation check, you are pretty capable at identifying what is being served to you, not only as far as the protein and the sides, but also like what spices and raw ingredients went into the preparation. Everything seems to be on the up and up. None of you really have a lot of history of tasting elven cuisine, and this is probably a departure from that, considering who she is and where you're getting it from, but it smells as good as it tastes.
Cool. I'll totally be playing chess with the youngest, by the way.
And I'd be talking to their daughter about the book she's reading.
Thank you, fine lady, for the wonderful nourishment.
Yes, thank you for the hospitality.
Yes, but of course. The daughter who is reading, she is reading an elven holy book on their local deity of life and fertility, basically. Which might be a strange text for a... it's hard to tell how old this elf girl is. She might be 100 years old, but she looks like she's 6. And Asilatim wants to get his ass kicked. Alright, roll a d20.
With the way that I roll? Probably.
Yeah, roll your... I would say a perception check. So whatever your modifier is to that.
+1 for on top of that. So 18. Chess wouldn't be an intelligence? I definitely lose. Versus 1,289, I definitely lose.
Yeah. You could definitely play chess with your intelligence as well. She's playing with her wisdom because she's playing it a little bit differently. So you're just kind of matching her skill on a different level. Which is good enough to defeat her soundly. And she pitches a fit and goes crying off to her room. And
I would try to help her out. I wouldn't be a complete dick about it. I'd show her what she did.
Well, we already kind of predicted this earlier because now we fade to black, and you're the character who gets his ass kicked out the door. And stay out!
Right before the meal. Darn it.
Everybody else went straight for the food. You're like, I'm gonna play with these plastic pieces here on the board and get the rest of the party kicked out. Usually it's the rogue or the bard. It's not the wizard that's usually like responsible for the party getting ejected.
And yet the half-orc's still eating.
Exactly. He's already like nestling into the master bedroom.
Yeah, Judar gives him a dirty look for making a child cry.
She doesn't really cry, but she is more astounded that somebody actually beats her. But you imagine her competition is probably just these other 4 people, and she's probably got a pretty solid record. So, yeah, this is probably a first for her.
The older elven lady, what was her name again?
The oldest daughter with the dog? Or the...
No, the one that's been talking to us.
She is Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah, and I can actually just set these up so that you can see. We may end up returning here at another time, so just in case.
Yeah, that helps a lot. I'm pretty bad with names.
Yeah, me too, and I tend to create just a ton of NPCs, and they get written down in a script somewhere, but then they also easily get buried.
I'd like to ask her, So do you forage all this food by yourself, or do you go trade for it?
It is foraged by myself and Theodora.
Do you do any sort of trading with anyone nearby?
Unfortunately, no.
I rolled a charisma of 6, so I guess I just kind of passed out on the floor after eating.
Not much use for gold, then, would you?
Oh, raw material? No, not in that respect anyway. Perhaps if you had seeds or something in that respect that we could grow.
Afraid not.
And, yeah, I think we've covered all the names enough times except for hers to the point where I have now lost track of my own NPC's name. Anybody happen to remember the youngest girl's name?
You had Winona with the book.
Thank you.
I had notes.
I like it. There's that, and then, as far as your character sheet, let's just check here. Come on, Lee. Oh geez, your XP is way off. Search out the advancement chart. Forget what level 3 is.
Is it 900?
I thought that was level 2,
You-
but now I can't remember.
No, you
level
said
2 is
900.
300's level 2.
Right, exactly. I'm all over the place right here. So yeah, you have 1100 XP then, Westy.
Oh, yep, yeah.
So you
It's
should
just
be,
like, you know.
yeah, over 3rd level and progressing basically.
Yep.
Alrighty. So yes, if there's if I haven't missed anything here, or there's nothing else you wish to do here inside of the half-elven cabin, we can proceed to the next morning.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I'm good.
Very cool.
Ready to move on.
Go ahead.
Can I attune to my new staff overnight?
Absolutely. And in that same respect, everybody go ahead and get a long rest, restore your spells. I know that's going to be good for Asilitem.
Very much so.
He's living in 2 realities at once, basically.
It's that whole portal jumping thing. It's really weird.
If you've ever seen Lost, reminds me very much of that, like especially when Desmond starts time hopping and he's like on the island, but then he's also actually living out his past and he just passes out unconscious.
Spoilers, man.
Man, the show ended like 13 years ago. How long do I gotta wait?
Man, I was getting around to it one of these days.
Yeah.
I was eventually gonna get there.
It's my all-time favorite show. Oh, that's like one bit of one story for one of like 20, 30 characters in the show. Most people don't have the same level of appreciation for it that I do, but I'm very into the cerebral, makes you think about all the different possibilities. The show that I keep meaning to get around to is Breaking Bad, because I've heard amazing things about that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's constantly playing over here.
Nice. Yeah, that's one. Even when I was watching Lost, people were like, you need to watch Breaking Bad. And I was like, yeah, as soon as Lost is over. And here we are a decade and a half later. And, well, Walking Dead came out. And then Game of Thrones. And then all the fucking Marvel shows. And this and that. And now there's just a backlog.
You ever seen Elementary?
I have not.
I really like that one. That one's like Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
but a modern day.
Oh, very cool. I bet Evil Dawn is into a show like that. I think, yeah, it looks like he's lurking there in the chat. I don't know if he's actually active. But yeah, what's up there, Evil Dawn? Hello, hello. And yeah, let's get ourselves out of here and on to the next morning. Everybody got their long rest completed, I assume?
Yep. And when I wake up, I do my shield thing, by the way.
I was hoping you'd forget just one day.
Oh, hell no.
Just
Hell no.
once.
That thing is always, like, I will ask you for seconds, like, how long do we have between this and that at times?
We have exactly 4 seconds. Damn it!
Yeah, I can't do anything with 4 seconds. Give me 6 seconds and I get a shield up.
Alright, let's get survival checks from each of you in addition to either an athletics or acrobatics of your choice, whichever is going to work better for you. In Tuki Tuki's case, though, let's ignore the second roll, because you're not really concerned about climbing so much as the other people who don't have wings.
What was the other one you wanted to roll? Athletics or acrobatics?
Correct, whichever one favors you better.
Woo, net 20 for acrobatics.
Damn! Oh man, poor Tuki Tuki's just like, it's so freaking cold up here. A lot of green numbers popping up.
You want us to roll survival and what?
Athletics or acrobatics? Oh! Snake Eyes on a pair of die 20s. Yikes. That is not what you want to see.
Got a nat 20 on his survival, but a nat 1 on his athletics.
Yeah, I was so busy staying warm, forgot that ice is slippery. Okay, so Durlus and Durlos. There we go. Looks good. Which is which for Asilitem? Survival is first?
Yep, the survival was first with a 10, and then the nat 20 was acrobatics.
Alright, so somehow you have fashioned some skis for yourself, and you are just soaring down these slopes with the greatest of ease, but yeah, you're also getting all kinds of frostbite.
I take it I'm rolling?
Yes, a survival check, and then an athletics or acrobatics. Well, you already did your athletics, so we need your...
Yeah, I think he did.
I meant I'm literally rolling down the mountain.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a freaking big ass snowball.
There we go. Yeah, and then the survival is natural 20. And then Shudar is 1 and 1. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at a bit of cold damage here. Even with our cold weather gear, this place is just very, very cold. And despite your warnings and preparation, some of you were not able to stay warm enough here. Yep. Okay, so Tuki, you are looking at 2 points of cold damage, as is Judar. Otherwise, looks like everybody did just good enough on their survival check. Even Asilatem, just good enough.
Field's protecting me.
Alright, and then as far as the athletics, acrobatics side of the dice, we have good. Tuki is invulnerable to that due to the flight. Yep. So it's literally just Blaze. Ouch! Ooh! Ow! Oh! Son of! Oh! Oh! Max damage. Yeah, that was a rather steep drop there. That you fell down and opened up a nasty gash in your leg for 5 slashing.
And the high survivability doesn't counter that?
The survivability allowed you to avoid the cold damage.
Oh.
This is how well your feet allowed you to navigate the slopes. And then if there's any recovery that we want to do as we reach the base where things are a bit more manageable, it's not as cold, and the footing is less treacherous, we certainly can do so before I actually roll us to the next scene.
We do
I
hope
guess I could
those
try one of
potions
those
if you need
potions.
it. Yeah.
And they taste like Hawaiian Punch.
Go ahead and subtract that from the party thing.
Yeah. I can do some laying on of hands if you want.
That's probably better than wasting a potion on 5 points of damage.
That sounds good.
It's Hawaiian Punch! Lay on hands don't taste like anything.
It tastes like communion wafers.
Yeah, so it's 10 points, so that takes care of you.
Yeah, you can use 5 of it for them and save the other 5 for later, I believe.
Thanks.
Because we still have 2 people down 2 points of cold damage each if we want to spread the 4 out of that 5 on that, or if we just are cool with a couple people being down a couple pennies. Alright, sounds like we are good to go. So as we make our way down to more level surfaces and the trees become a bit greener and not so covered in frost, we discover an abnormality in the environment around us. And it's instantly noticeable, but it's not noticeable until you experience it. Because kind of like in Thor: The Dark World, one of the scenes where Jane Foster, after she gets attached to the ether, and it's raining outside, but it's not raining above her. It's very much like that, except it's snowing, and then all of a sudden, you're just in like a protected dome, and you can't tell where it ends ahead of you. You can definitely tell where it ends behind you, but you can't see this dome, or if it is in fact a dome at all. It could be a four square walls. You don't know.
Was there any sense of magic at that crossing point?
There was not. It was just very much an instantaneous, like, hey, we're not getting, we don't have snowflakes.
Rain.
Yeah, there's no snowflakes falling on us here anymore.
Yeah.
Do I get anything with my divine sense?
Post the divine sense, please. And then, Blaze, what are we looking for as far as insight is concerned here?
Just to get a sense of what's happening, what's causing it, what's going on.
Gotcha. Presence of strong evil. Gotcha. Okay, nothing with divine sense. There's nothing inherently evil around as far as you can tell. And then as far as the insight check is concerned, you're not entirely positive. Perhaps a detect magic or maybe a ritual version of it if you are able to access that. But you think this might be the evidence of this powerful technomancy signal that's been picked up, because something that can stop the weather like this is probably a technomancy device or some powerful wizard concentrating on a weather control spell.
When I set up the character, I had Detect Magic as one of the spells, but I don't see it, so it must be locked for a higher level.
Could be. Might have just been replaced or lost when you were downgrading back to a second level 2. Hard to tell. And yeah,
well, if we like, I can take a little time here and I can do Detect Magic. But with what you're saying, it sounds like something's at the center of this, so seeing what the shield or whatever this is may not tell us what we actually need to know, other than what we already know, which is something's in the middle.
I think it's fair to say this is where the elves live.
It might be elves. It certainly looks like an elven forest. Everything is very well kept. Some of the trees, as you're kind of getting a better look at them, you're like, some of these might actually have elven homes constructed in them at some point, at some level. And as you're kind of looking around trying to perceive your surroundings, you are bombarded by a host of arrows, like 10, 20 arrows that just fly at your collective. And fortunately, you're kind of aware of them coming before they actually get right into your mist. So there's a lot of diving for cover, getting behind trees, reaction shield spells for narrative effect that don't absorb spell slots, all kinds of stuff like that set up our next encounter, which I'm going to actually save that map for our next Monday and not end us in the middle of a combat, instead end us at the start of a combat. So I will send us back here to the home page. I think just for a few minutes here, go ahead and jump back on the camera. Hello everybody, good evening. Always a pleasure as we get near to wrapping up another exciting episode. And for myself, the most exciting part about this is playing with all of you new players. Not necessarily that you're new to the game, but new to this table. It's a challenge, and it's an enjoyment on levels I can't really go into and explain in words right now. Just know that I'm having a blast gaming with you all, and I hope you're all having fun as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was my first try at any of this.
Love it, man. You did very good. What's happening there in the chat? Boba Field, welcome. Are you with us? And Conduit, thank you so much for hanging out as well in case of emergency and helping out with Blaze crafting his character.
Of course.
So, do we come back tomorrow or next Monday?
We come back next Monday. Each night of the week that I run one of these games, it's an entirely separate adventure. But if there are open seats for tomorrow, which at this point there are, then you're more than welcome to craft a new character and jump into that game, or take this character over to that game as well. It gets a little confusing, as you saw with Westy, because he had a concentration spell in effect in one game, and then he moved over to here where it's all of a sudden a different combat. So yeah, it can get a little weird, but it's more about rule of cool than it is about meticulous tracking.
Very cool, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I got to run, you guys. It was a lot of fun, and I'll probably pop in next Monday. It sounds good.
Very
For
cool.
sure.
Yeah, of course, I'll post the notifications in the Discord chat when the table is officially open for people to claim seats, and then you saw how people were doing all throughout the week. I'll be here for this time. Yeah, Boba, absolutely. Anybody can join, new players, veteran players alike. Let me pass you our Discord information here, and yeah, thank you again, Ben, Wild Bob, Westy, Dominic, Justin, and Blaze, and Cleve, who already jumped out, is here. I know it's getting a little late there, but yeah, a lot of fun tonight. Thank you so much. I very much needed this.
It was fun. Thanks.
Definitely. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me throw this here in the Twitch chat before we close things out. There it is right there, Boba Field. Hope to see you there in the Discord chat, and we'll get you started on gaming as early as tomorrow or Wednesday or next week, whichever works for you. We're pretty flexible with the scheduling. So yeah, catch you all next time around, and until then, have a great week. Are you with us?
See ya.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Laters.
Thank you.